About the only economic break most Americans have gotten in the last 6 months has been the drastic drop in the price of oil, which has fallen even more precipitously than it rose. In a year's time, a commodity that was theoretically priced according to supply and demand doubled from $69 a barrel to nearly $150, and then, in a period of just 3 months, crashed along with the stock market. So what happened?
You'd have to say Enron. This was something they desperately wanted, and they got. This was when Enron was riding high, and what Enron wanted, Enron got. Because they wanted to establish their own little energy futures exchange through computerized trading.
So he's going to pay me a penny and a half. Yeah.
They knew that if they could get this trading engine established without the controls that have been placed on speculators, they would have the ability to drive the price of energy products in any way they wanted to take it. When Enron failed, we learned that Enron and its conspirators who used their trading engine were able to drive the price of electricity up, some say by as much as 300% on the West Coast. Every Enron trader who knew how to do these manipulations became the most valuable employee on Wall Street.
A mortgage meltdown, volatility in gasoline prices, and a $62 trillion house of cards built on complicated derivatives called credit default swaps leaves many wondering how Enron is once again at the center of the perfect storm, causing what many consider a global economic crisis. Lynn Brewer, the woman who first spoke out publicly about Enron's manipulation of power prices in 2000, is on a quest to inform the public about the Enron loophole. What is the Enron loophole?
It's impossible to tell exactly who was buying and selling all those oil contracts because most of the trading is now conducted in secret with no public scrutiny or government oversight. Over time, the big Wall Street banks were allowed to buy and sell as many oil contracts as they wanted for their clients, circumventing regulations intended to limit speculation. And in 2000, Congress effectively deregulated the futures market, granting exemptions for complicated derivative investments called oil swaps, as well as electronic trading on private exchanges.
To decipher the Enron loophole, Lynn Brewer draws on hard-won expertise from her work with Enron and the energy markets to her knowledge of the global economy, even before some purported Enron whistleblowers operated internally to alert senior management about Enron's dire situation. Lynn Brewer risked everything by going public, first appearing on CBS Radio, then approaching U.S. Senator Byron Dorgan with her explosive claims. She was ignored. In 2002, despite tremendous pressure to suppress her insider's account, Lynn Brewer fought to publish her scrupulously detailed indictment of Enron, Confessions of an Enron Executive. This time, people paid attention. The real Enron whistleblower. Lynn Brewer's vast catalog of information, along with her unvarnished style, made her a darling of the lecture circuit. And yet now, given the worsening gas crisis, thanks in large part to the Enron loophole, her relevance is even more critical. Lynn Brewer will show how we can quickly put an end to this national nightmare and begin to restore America's vitality as a world financial engine. Lynn Brewer will also reveal startling information gained during her fateful meeting with former Enron chairman Ken Lay just 2 weeks before his untimely death. Lay described how Enron's abuse of regulatory influence might set up a potential market meltdown in the not-too-distant future. That future is now. USA Today proclaims, in the world of business ethics, Brewer is a star, and others share that esteem. Lynn Brewer continues to shine a bright light not only on Enron's unethical practices, but also on that all-too-common corporate culture of greed, making her one of the most sought-after corporate ethics speakers among blue-chip clients worldwide, including the New York Stock Exchange, Berkshire Hathaway, Financial Executives International, and the Institutional Investor Institute. Now, Lynn Brewer's focus is wiping out the Enron loophole and saving the American public billions of dollars.
In 2000, speculators made up about 30% of the market, and the actual physical possession of oil made up about 70% of the market. That has now flip-flopped. Now in 2008, a complete reversal of that.
Lynn Brewer's life-changing experience at Enron led her to found the Integrity Institute, where she serves as CEO. The Integrity Institute exists to analyze, assess, and index the structural integrity of public companies and their resiliency to withstand market forces and better predict sustainable corporate performance. It is, in essence, a carefully conceived methodology to help corporations avoid the traps Enron fell into. In Confessions of an Enron Executive, Lynn Brewer presciently warned us, "Look to Enron to foretell the future." Since then, she co-authored Managing Risks for Corporate Integrity and now provides a lucid vision of where we are heading with insights from her next book, The Global Warming of Our Global Economy. As a trend leader in identifying the success paradigms of contemporary corporate culture, as well as her tireless efforts to raise the bar for corporate ethics, award-winning author Lynn Brewer has been recognized for her outstanding leadership skills by no less than the Nobel Peace Center.